All right, our next presenter this afternoon is Eduardo with SOS Travel.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. Lots of new faces, but I also see someone already invested in the company, so thank you. Also, the people who are listening at home, thank you if you're already an investor in SOS Travel. I want to hit you with a very complicated chart to start, probably the most complicated slide you have ever seen. The reason is that we're going to go into all of these details with the rest of the presentation, but while I have your attention now, I just wanted to highlight the fact that there is a lot of value into this company. This is all we have in one page. So we have some online assets where people book their travel. Obviously, they are attracted to these platforms via online marketing. We are very good at it. This guy's been doing it with Groupon for almost 20 years. And then when people come here and book, we push them into some properties where we have exclusive management of the sales. So instead of being a very tight commission, as it is in the hotel and airline business, we push 80% of the people who come here to book an holiday into one of our private label, one of our brands. We got apps. We have an app for informing people when they are at the airport. You know, when you travel, every airline has a different app. Every airport has a different app. We have an information app that takes everything into one single app and makes your travel experience smoother. This is just information. It's free, but it allows us to get people into our ecosystem. And then we have an app where we deliver 2 travel tech services that are very high margin and generating a lot of good numbers for us. One is Dr. Travel, is a telehealth service for traveler. And it's not an insurance, so it's not when you get ill, then you get reimbursed. But it's more like some help for when you need to ask 1 or 2 questions to a doctor in your language for those minor problems. For instance, I got myself a cold and a sore coming to Las Vegas, and I don't know if I can take Tylenol and Advil every 2 hours, how to mix them. With my phone, I can call a doctor and ask them in Italian. The doctor will answer from Milan, and it will tell me, yeah, you can mix them every 2 hours. It's safe. Just take 8 a day, blah, blah, blah. So for these small problems, we have a telehealth service called Dr. Travel. And then the other travel tech service we have, it's called Lost Luggage Concierge, and it kicks in when you arrive at the airport and your luggage is not there. So the airline lost or delayed your luggage, and we take care of everything. We call the airline. We are into the electronic system that tracks all the luggage, so we know where your luggage is. We take care of making sure you get your luggage back. And if we don't do it, within 48 hours, we start paying you $100 a day. And that's on top of the airline, of course. So that's how we sell. People come into our platforms, they book their trips, we put them into the private label, and then we upsell them these services here. Or people buy our travel tech services into an airport, and then once they are our clients for the travel tech, they downloaded the apps, we keep selling them our holiday packages. So this chart here is where we are in the airport of the world. So we are in 32 shops in 38 airports in 13 countries. So we have an agreement with a company. It's the one that wraps the luggage. Have you seen it? In various airports, there is the one that puts the plastic around your luggage. So what they do when you put the luggage on, they say, would you like the Lost Luggage Concierge service on top so that the luggage, if the luggage doesn't arrive, someone will take care of it. And then the client says yes or no, pays $5 to $10, depending on where he is in the world. And that's how we also sell our product. So these are the company highlights. We have 1 million verified users, 935,000 trips concluded in our systems. Our app, 2.5 million downloads, 170,000 rooms booked in 2022, $18 million revenue, and revenue growth of 50%. The snapshot again of what we have. These are online and app-based assets, and we have this travel tech solutions development. So we have software developers that develop technology for travel. 1 million users worldwide used us to have a better experience when they travel. And then we are proud of the fact that we offer investors the opportunity to get exposed to travel technology and the travel sector, which are both growing very, very rapidly. This is the timeline of the story of our company. So we got spin-off in 2017 from that company that does the wrap. Okay, so that's also on the stock market in Milan. New company, IPO in 18. The apps went out on the shops, and then COVID came, and we had to get very smart during COVID because there were no flights, there were no travelers. So we decided to merge with this company here that is the one that is very strong at the booking part. So we were more like travel tech, as you can see, and before we merged with them. We were doing the apps business, and they were doing booking platforms and private label resorts. So now we are together, and we have released the new business plan to 2027, which is what I'm going to show you now. A little bit on the management. Airport, airline, 25 years experience. This one more like online marketing and travel. 30 years experience, leisure, traveling, and myself in banking, doing investor work. These are the three things that bring money into our company. So you book your trip, as I said before. It can be any kind of trip or to our private label products. So you can book a trip from here to Kuala Lumpur and stay in Kuala Lumpur and come back. We're going to earn a small fee, a small margin. And then if you go on holiday in Italy or Kenya or the Red Sea, we're going to earn more money because you're going to go to one of our resorts. Then we have the lost luggage concierge, which is the one I told you before. You pay $5 to $10, and then if something happens to your luggage when you arrive, we take care of it. We work with the redemption model, so a lot of people buy the service, and very, very few actually need to be engaging with us, and even less need to get some money at the end of the period, because we're good at making our job, and we make sure they get the luggage within 48 hours. And then the third business we have is the Dr. Travel, the telehealth service for travelers. So the telehealth here, the innovation is the business model. Again, redemption. Instead of the way we do it is like we buy, for instance, make a number up. We buy 40,000 doctor appointments for the year, and then we sell it to 400,000 travelers, because we know that only a traveler out of 10 will actually need a doctor, because you know, if you go on holiday and you don't have to call the doctor, I think you're only happy, right? So you will only call if it's really necessary. But this is a really strong offering. We are very, very, very positive about how much money we can make with this, because all of us, when we go on holiday and we have, like in my case, sore throat or a cold or a sunburn, we don't want to leave the resort and take a car and go to a doctor and wait and get maybe we don't speak the language. So I think there is a good market for this product, and we are kind of the only one doing these kind of things at the moment in this way. This is the booking platform. It works as any other booking platform. Just there is everything in. You can do anything. You can just book a car to pick you up in Kuala Lumpur and take you to your hotel, as we were saying before, or you can do the whole package. And some people say, oh, but why did you develop another travel platform where there is already so much out there? I can go on Booking.com, Expedia, and lastminute.com. How are you able to compete with them? We don't really compete with them, because we are really in the business of doing these private label offerings. And if you go now on Booking.com and you search Secret Village, one of these will appear. So we actually sell through Booking, Last Minute, and Expedia. And last year, there were a considerable amount of our revenues. So this is our private label. We cover only these three regions at the moment, because we started in 21 to do this product. So if we come back next year, we see here, hopefully you have invested, you're happy, but there will be 4 more offerings there, 3 more countries or destinations. So this is growing. The lost luggage concierge, I think I explained it, but if you have questions later, we can ask. That's all the in and outs of how the service is organized. And this service is selling quite well. So this is generating millions of sales and has a very good margin. Dr. Travel started very recently. We had started before COVID in selling in Toronto as the first airport, and then COVID came, and so we had to stop. We had to close the contract with the doctors because it was expensive to have that contract running while there was COVID. So we have just restarted in Q1 of this year. These are some of the highlights which tell you that there has been a kind of acceleration in the growth of our company. We have just signed up one of the top 3 Italian tour operators that is now selling some of the capacity we have in Kenya. Allows us to take another hotel in Kenya because most of the capacity we have, 30-40%, has gone to a tour operator. So we can take one more property. Gross booking value in Q1, so March 23, plus 80% from last year. And last year was really a good year. We have a share buyback program. Our share is too cheap. Has been approved by the shareholders. The shareholder meeting to approve it is tomorrow, the 27th. And then the preliminary data, 2022 positive EBITDA. We started trading on the OTC in December, and this is where research sees our share price, where our share price should be. Let's go straight into some of our financials. So we are, the brand of the house is to be conservative. We'd rather come every 3 months and update the plan with a positive surprise rather than say we're going to do 100 million, then we do 95, and you think, that we're not doing what we said. So very, very conservative. We estimate 35 million of sales in 2027. This is the growth that we see for our revenues, EBITDA margin, which in the travel business is okay, and the financial position in 2027. This is what the PFN looks at now. So we operate in a sector that is growing pretty well. So I think it's good to get exposure to this service. There's not so many companies that can give you exposure to travel and travel tech. So let's look at the assumption of the plan so you can see our KPIs. The assumptions are that the management is new after the merger of the 2 companies. So we didn't want to, project too high growth. And the numbers of Dr. Travel, which has been launched in Q1 23, relaunched in Q1 23, they are not included in the plan. And then we have a decrease in acquisition costs, so online marketing, because we've noticed that people, when they come and spend a holiday in one of our resorts, they come back. So if this continues, we need to spend less and less in marketing, which is quite virtuous. These are our KPIs for the financials. So as you can see, before the merger, these were only travel tech services. Then we put it together with, you see the bounce here. So here was only services for lost luggage concierge. Then we put it together with the booking platform, and we closed 2022 at 18.5. And that's how we think we're going to grow, as I said, very conservative, with this kind of growth in EBITDA and the net financial position. So that's what the financials look like for the next 5 years. What we wanted to say here is about the share price. And I made this, some of you are analysts in here, so you are allowed to scream and shout if you think that this is extremely wrong and annoying. But what I did, I took the multiple of 3 of our major competitors. Of course, these are billion companies, right? They're not our size. But that's the median multiple at which they trade enterprise value over revenues, okay? Where we've been trading recently it was more like 1, okay? So they have a multiple of 3.2, we have a multiple of 1. So if you look at the growth of our revenues, this is what the share price should do if it follows the revenues, okay? But if we're able to catch up with some of the industry multiples, look at what happens to our share price. And hopefully, that's what we want to do. Also, I want to introduce the fact that we have a warrant. The warrant has been created as a part of increase of capital we did in 2021 to support the share during COVID. So the warrant is interesting for people who want to trade a little bit, want to enter into the company, don't want to pay existing shareholders. Maybe some of you want to make a 5 million ticket, and then it can be made in the form of a capital increase. So the money go into the company, and the company has target companies to acquire to speed up growth. So if any one of you wants to make a significant ticket, that's how we propose to do it, rather than go on the market and buy the shares and just see the share price going up. This is why we think that the share price is and the investment is interesting right now. Significant increment of revenue scale. We've seen that 1.4 million, 18 million. Robust liquidity profile, we're cash rich, and a strong track record of cash flow generation. The launch of Dr. Travel offers a significant growth of margin with margin potential, and we have already seen the success of our private label portfolio. So that's proven. It's not a question mark. This is how the share price has been behaving, or misbehaving, I should say. I do IR, so I'm never happy with the share price. This is the last year. We've been doing better than these competitors that I announced, that I mentioned before, but we are still trading one-time sales, and I really would like to see that changing. So you can buy the stock in euros in Milan, or you can buy the stock in dollar in New York. Up to you. And with this, I open the floor to questions. By the way, you can have the most complicated chart ever. I have printed it out for people who want it, for the analysts, if you want to frame it. There is room to grow in some of these offerings here for hotels. That's what we're doing. So we wouldn't come here and compete with Caesar Palace or Hilton, but there is room to grow in this kind of offerings here. So you can go to some extremely nice hotels that maybe they've had a generation going out. The new people don't want to manage it. We can guarantee, to fill up the hotel for 3 years. And so we gain the asset and we fill it up. So in that sense, yes, it's very fragmented because there are still a lot of independent hotels which are in really nice spots that we can fill up thanks to our expertise. The hotels, we get compensated. We buy, so it's a prop trade. It's not an agency trade, in the sense that I sit down, I take the capacity of the hotel for 3 years, and I pay them every 6 months. So I pay them for the whole capacity, and then anyone who wants to sleep in that hotel has to book through me, including the family of the owner of the hotel. So that's how we work. For the application, I must say the churn rate is pretty high, because I think that what happened is that we went into the market and we raised 5 million. And to do an app that will really make people happy, so to compare yourself with the big apps, you need more than 5 million. You need to spend more. So we were not really able to do that. And so in order to grow, we decided to invest into the booking part by merging with this other company, and then use the app only for the delivery of our services. So the services that we deliver, the app is very neat. It works really well, and it's fantastic. But the app that you download for accessing information of the airport and play around when you travel, put in your flight and see all the flights, all the places where you've been in the world, that app there can be improved a lot to reduce the churn. but that will require an investment. And if we do that now, we will not be able to be EBITDA positive and provide a positive net result, which is the what we stated in our plan. If that's it, I thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you soon in the cap table.